This is the 2025 Honda Pilot Black Edition. Does it have everything you want? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Holmes Honda to give you a rundown on this particular model. And I'm going to show you the window sticker real fast because some people may not realize that this is actually a 25 before they waste their time in the comments section. Hopefully you can see that right there. It says 2025. The change you will find for 2025 is that the LX trim level has been deleted from the lineup. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link in the description of the video. As far as our lighting goes, we're going to have LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. Down there on the lower portion of the bumper, active air curtains that allow air to flow through the front end right here. That's going to help improve your aerodynamics and obviously improve fuel efficiency. The Black Edition logo here on the front end is a dead giveaway of what it actually is. As far as the trim level goes, there's also other features we'll find here that make this the Black Edition. And by the way, no, it does not only come with a crystal black exterior color. You can also go with radiant red. You can go with platinum white. This is Sonic Gray. Or sterling metallic is also available. Quite a few choices to choose from. And what about your safety features? Well, you'll have Honda Sensing, obviously, which is going to include adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, road departure mitigation, lane keeping assist, and traffic jam assist. This model will come standard all-wheel drive, and your tire and wheel size will be 255 on the width. Go around here, we'll show you the 50 series sidewall. That's this area right here. And you will find that that is wrapped around 20-inch wheels. And we'll work our way up to the side view mirrors. Quite a bit going on to talk about here with these mirrors. You've got the gloss black mirror caps. You're gonna have the turn signal indicators built in. These are heated power adjustable side view mirrors. And not only are they power adjustable, they are also power folding. Let me turn the vehicle on real quick just so I can show you that. The ignition has to be running for the button right here to work on the door. But when you turn the vehicle off, you can still fold those side view mirrors in. And I'm going to show you the remote real fast so that we can get that done. I'm going to hit the button right here. And as you can see right there, the mirrors are folding in. There is your remote. Get that out of the way. There we go. We can see it now. And you have remote start, something I know a lot of you like. This is a proximity key. You have the walk-away feature. Everything that you want is going to be here. You'll also have those roof rails up there. You can get the crossbars and help increase your cargo capacity. We finished things off back here with the tail lights. Obviously a hands-free tailgate. I'll show you a couple little tricks about that in just a little bit. Your Black Edition logo right here. You'll also have the Black Edition logo here in the interior. Let me go inside here. We'll show you what's going on where that's concerned. You're gonna have the Black Edition logo right here. Now, I think personally that that should be in the headrests on all of the seats. At least that's my personal opinion on the matter. And hopefully the camera is picking it up. We do have some red contrast in the seats right here. You can see it right there. It's gonna be in a couple of different areas throughout the vehicle. You also have red ambient lighting. Try and get to a place later in the video so I can show that to you in a darker atmosphere. Under the hood is the dual overhead cam 3.5 liter Honda V6. It makes 285 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and as you can see, it is naturally aspirated. For those who do not like turbochargers, there is a benefit for you. And how about our MPGs? I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll tell you, it says 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. It does have capless fuel fill, and when you fill up, you have the potential to fill up as much as 18.5 gallons into your gas tank. And when it comes to towing, well, with this particular model being all-wheel drive, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. If you go front-wheel drive with other trim levels that offer front-wheel drive, then you will be able to tow up to 3,500 pounds. Now, let me show you a little trick here. First of all, this is very easy to deal with as far as just kicking your foot under that center section of the bumper. You can also swipe your foot across if you want to. But let's say this tailgate will not open using that feature. don't run to Honda, Holmes Honda, or wherever you are, your local Honda dealership, because you can probably fix the problem yourself. Most likely, you're going to need to come right here to the infotainment screen, go to vehicle settings, we'll let that come up, and then we're going to go over here to power tailgate setup and the hands-free access function. Make sure it's set to on. If it's not, well, just switch it to on and you should be good. And how about your cargo capacity? Well, the low end of things, we're looking at 21.8 cubic feet. You can go up to 59.5 cubic feet. And when you maximize everything, you're going to be looking at 111.8 cubic feet. You can take that middle seat out in the second row if you want to, and there is how everything looks maximized. You do have a spare tire located underneath the vehicle, and speaking of underneath, you also have space underneath this floor. You can actually stow that middle seat right there that I told you is removable right here in this area. I have a video on showing how to do all of that. Pretty easy to deal with. And something else that's interesting back here, now this is not unusual, you have a 12-volt power outlet, but the button right here, this is the walk-away feature. Now what does that mean to use that? Or when might you need to use that? Let's say that you're not good at balancing on one foot, or you just don't want to use the hands-free function to kick your foot underneath the bumper right there, the way I showed you earlier, when you're ready to close this power tailgate. Maybe your hands are full. Well, before you gather everything up, whatever's back here, grocery bags or whatever it is, go ahead and push that button. Now you're going to hear that beep. Now notice that nothing is happening right now. We're just going to take a few seconds and stand here and pretend that I'm gathering everything up and now my hands are full and I just don't feel like trying to kick my foot underneath that bumper. Well, I don't have to, because when I walk away, this is why it's called the walk away feature. I stood there for probably around, 8 to 10 seconds, something around that range. The door will not move until you move out from under it, and then it will automatically close. And if you're curious to see if these rear seats recline, here is your answer. This seat is in its upright position, more of a common position, and then the seat here on the right-hand side is fully reclined. And here's what your passengers are going to find in the second and third row. Comfortable armrests, plenty of space within the upper and lower door bins, also the privacy shades that can be put in place or removed if so desired. And then we have seats that not only move back and forth quite a bit, you can see how far that moves compared to the seat on the other side. But let's see here, I don't even know if I can do this one-handed or not, but I'm going to try. There is the recline that is built into these seats. The seat on your right is going to be fully reclined. The seat over there on the left-hand side of the screen, or the driver's right, is going to be in its upright position. And what about gaining access to the third row? Push that button, the seat gets up and out of the way, makes it very easy to gain access to this area back here. Let's see if I can get in. And here is what we have. As far as, depending on where the seat is located, you can see how much leg space I have. I think this is a little bit of an unrealistic position, but we'll pull that all the way back. And there is what the rear seat passengers would really have. I am 5'10". Here's how much headspace I have above my head, and I'm not reclined. I'm sitting on the side of the seats that I did not recline earlier. And we will find air conditioning vents located right here on both sides. My preference is to have them in the roof. I think that just works better. It's more efficient that way, but still can get the job done from that position. Cup holders right here and a USB connection. And obviously this side where I'm sitting is going to mirror the same thing. If the middle row passengers hop out and don't let the third row passengers out, that is no problem, because there's another button right there that gets the seat up and out of the way, and they can exit. And not only to show you what's here, but also to help with interior lighting a little bit, because we have a black interior, I'm opening the power shade for the panoramic sunroof. The front portion up here does have the tilt and slide functionality. Easy to control, easy to deal with. That's what we have. On the rear of the seats, the seat pockets, there's also a cell phone holder right here, or whatever else anybody can get to fit in there. And we'll find the controls here for the third zone of the tri-zone climate control. Obviously, there are heated seats, 3 stages, the outboard seats, control temperature, fan speed, all that good stuff is here. And we have some connectivity options down here on the lower portion of the center console with the USB options and the power outlet. And there is seating for 3 people here in this middle row. Pull on the release right there. That lowers everything back down to where it was earlier with the cup holders and the section right here for storing, well, whatever will fit, snacks, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. Now, this is not perfect in height for the armrest, but it's usable in the respect of if it was any higher, then it would protrude into the back seat, or it could possibly protrude into this area and really kind of defeat the purpose of this being able to fit as many people as it can. You can see that there are 3 seatbelt latches back there, so that means you can fit a total of 8 passengers in this particular model. And as we take a quick look around at what we have here from the driver's perspective, including space here above the glove box and the glove box itself, you might be wondering what the price is on this particular model. $54,280 at Holmes Honda. That will include, in addition to what I've already shown you, a nice comfortable armrest on the passenger side door, just like we'll have on the driver's side, the upper and the lower door bins, power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger, and both seats are heated, as you can see right here. And good news, they're also ventilated. So heated and ventilated seats, that's always a good thing. And speaking of that, I did mention it earlier, the windshield is heated, not ventilated, just heated. So you'll have that. And here's something that it just doesn't make sense to talk about right now because we're getting hot again down here in Northwest Louisiana. But for those of you who are not dealing with heat just yet, you also have a heated steering wheel. So that's good to know. Everything you would expect to find here for your power windows, door locks, controlling your window or your side view mirrors, and that functionality I showed you earlier with that button right there so that you can control the folding function if you need to from the driver's seat. Control the power tailgate back there, traction control, and then this is a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You can go in and make some changes to the instrument cluster as well, depending on how you want that to look. That's easy to deal with. Here's everything for adaptive cruise control. You do have low speed follow. If you don't want to use this as adaptive cruise control when you're driving down the road, you just want to use it as more traditional cruise control, you just hold this button down right here. You can see what that is. If you are not interested in using it as traditional cruise control, you just hold that button down again and the dash will tell you what's going on. Pretty easy to deal with. Shifter paddles for managing the 10-speed automatic transmission if you so desire to. Here's how you control your blinkers that you should be using when you're driving down the road. Headlights and taillights, fog lights right there, and the front and rear window wipers right here. Now there's one other thing on the stalk right here for controlling those wipers. This button, what happens when you push that? It brings up the multiple views on the 9-inch touchscreen for your different camera views. That overhead view right there, that works really well. And we have quite a few different views here. Beyond that, I really like what Honda has done here. The one thing I would like to see, I know most of you watching this are probably interested in a 3-row SUV, but that would be this same option for all these cameras on additional Honda models. And you also have a front camera washer. If your front camera is dirty, this is going to happen whether it's on the screen or not. Every time you run the windshield washer fluid like I just did, it's also going to spray windshield washer fluid across the front camera. You do have built-in navigation. If you want to use that, you can also wirelessly pair your smartphone and use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on what you like. And then you can see everything else that is here. We've already been into vehicle settings. You can see that. You also have general settings. It doesn't have the graphics of vehicle settings, but I don't think that really matters. You can see what all is here. Even cabin talk. When people are not paying attention, you can turn on cabin talk and really get their attention. That's kind of a nifty little thing. And there's our dual zone climate control. We talked about what else is there earlier that I think is really important with your ventilated and heated seats. Connectivity here in the front seat. USB options and a 12-volt power outlet. You can stick a cell phone in there or whatever else will fit and stay in place. And we have a wireless charging pad here. It looks like there's room here for a second wireless charging pad. I would love to see Honda add that. We could always move this one over just a tiny bit, and there would definitely be room for 2 wireless charging pads. Tell Honda down in the comments section if that's something you would like to see. Push button shifter is going to be here. Pretty easy to figure out what all is there, and your drive modes will come up right here on the instrument cluster. There's normal. We'll go to Econ right there, snow. We're going to have trail, sand, and tow mode. Now you'll notice that you have sport mode up here as well. Now down here, you're going to have drive and sequential modes. So you have D and S. So several different driving modes to choose from depending on what you need to do. You have hill start assist and hill descent control. There's your auto stop start feature. You can turn that on or off depending on what you want to do. Power parking brake, brake hold mode. And I do like the size of the center console. It could probably stand to be a tick higher maybe. Maybe not a big deal, depends on where you set your seat. But there is plenty of room within the center console as well. On your upper console, we're going to have the sunglass holder with the conversation mirror. So for those of you who want to give your passengers the angry eyes if they're being unruly, or if they're being nice, you can give them the kind eyes. Just don't do it when you're driving. And we'll control the power shade right here and the sunroof functionality here, and you can see what else is there. Pretty easy to deal with. And I almost goofed and forgot to tell you about one more thing here, the head-up display. I hope it's showing up on the screen. Kind of a bright day, but I think it's showing up, but it is there. It is part of this trim level. And hopefully you can see the red ambient lighting. I mentioned it to you earlier in the video. There's a pretty good shot right there. It's here. Probably one of the most pronounced areas is going to be around the cup holders right there. Just in case you were wondering about that, it is here. And you also have a little bit in the back seat as well. Probably a little bit harder to see back there, but in the door handle areas. And just to be safe, let's see here if I can get all this to go off. There we go. There is the head-up display. Okay, here we go on our test drive, and let's do a quick test on ride quality and noise. I don't know whether you could hear anything there or not from my lapel mic, but the purpose of what I just did there, driving over those railroad tracks, that really tests how noisy the interior is and what the ride quality is going to be like. And I'd say that the ride quality is exceptional. I think it's really good here, very comfortable, handled those railroad tracks very well, soaked that up nicely. You do have a good, comfortable ride quality here, and being all-wheel drive, that makes this model a little more versatile than some other trim levels, depending on if they're front-wheel drive or not. But the benefit there is for those of you who might still be able to take advantage of the heated windshield and the heated steering wheel and the heated seats, who don't live down here in the deep south. Well, you also may deal with a lot more snow than we do. I guarantee you that you do. And so the thing about that is that all-wheel drive paired with snow mode, you will have no trouble getting around. Should be very easy to deal with. Even without snow tires or anything like that, you should be in good shape. And one interesting thing, I haven't had anyone ask this question, but I was thinking about it earlier, so I thought I would mention it. When you turn on the cameras, if you're wondering how long do they stay on, can you drive with, say, the front view camera on? You can up to 15 miles per hour. So if you're curious about that, there is your answer. A very enjoyable vehicle to drive, a comfortable interior, loads of space. I'm 5'10". I mentioned that earlier in the video when I was sitting back there in the third row, but I have a lot of room where I'm sitting. Somebody well in excess of 6 feet tall could sit here and adjust the seat and the adjustable steering wheel to their specifications to make themselves comfortable and still have plenty of room. That's one thing I like here about the Pilot that is definitely beneficial across the board, is that even those folks who are pretty tall, I consider myself to be more average height, you still will have no trouble getting in here. Getting in, getting out, being comfortable, all of that, no problem. Technology, easy to learn and use. You've got your blind spot monitoring, blind spot information built into your side view mirrors. And so it really eliminates any issues with potential blind spot problems. If you have someone sitting in the second or third row in that middle seat, it doesn't matter. because you can still see what's going on around you. A rear view camera mirror, well, that wouldn't be a bad thing to have, that's for sure. So you could be in really good shape where that's concerned. That could help you out as well. But even without that, the blind spot monitoring makes up for a lot. A lot of great safety features here. I know a lot of people say that the 9-inch touchscreen is too small for the Pilot. Maybe eventually we'll see a change there. I know a lot of you have left comments on that in previous Pilot videos. Maybe the 12.3-inch touchscreen could make its way here sometime. I don't know for sure. Honda hasn't said a word about that changing, so I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to drop any hints of any potential changes where that's concerned. But I know a lot of you would like to see that, so we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future with that. You definitely won't see it for 2025. We know that because that's what we're riding in here. So based on what I've shown you in the video, is there anything missing here that you would like to have seen that is not here? And now it's your turn to talk or leave a comment. Does the 2025 Honda Pilot Black Edition have everything you want? Tell me down in the comments section what your thoughts are. As always, I would like to thank my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this model for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so just yet. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.